all the way from Glasgow, Fränki Boyle.
Hello? Hey, is this your woman, pal?
Yeah.
She looks like she could rip you apart like a fucking chicken wing. Does he touch the sides?
He sure does.
When he does, do you vibrate and your nose lights up?
Oh my God.
Read a great thing recently. It said that scientists are going to start treating alcoholism with LSD. That's going to make tramps very different people. Any spare change, pal? I've got a unicorn to feed. Apparently scientists have come up with a condom for premature ejaculation. And basically it's got an anaesthetic in the lining and it makes you numb. You can last for longer. Or you can wear it inside out and you don't have to wake anybody up. Mollis is overrated, isn't it? Mollis actually takes half an hour to have any effect. I often find that in that time the woman has managed to wriggle free. You ever heard that science thing that the human female has exactly the same pheromone scent as an orangutan female? It's news to me. I'll never wear a blindfold again. They told me she was European. You ever heard that science thing? If you put a frog into boiling water, it'll jump out. But if you put it into cold water, you heat the water up, the frog won't realise, and it'll die. Or to put it another way, scientists have got a lot of fucking time in their hands. Shall we have a go at curing cancer? No. I'm going to see how many fruit pastels it takes to choke a kestrel. Tell you what I hate? Charity. Charity doesn't work, right? Because we want it to work, won't make it fucking work. You might want to send money to people in Africa. That money takes no account of cultural difference, takes no account of the reality of those people's lives. If you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you give him a fishing rod, he'll break it up for firewood. Or maybe swap it for a fish. I hate that fat fuck John Hunter. You're talking about a guy who's so fat he can't wear a belt and a tie on the same day, or he'll turn into sausages. I hate property programmes. I saw one the other day, right? It said, if someone's coming around to view the house, remember to open your curtains and tidy up. Oh, thanks for that. I'd been planning on redecorating using diarrhea pills and stencils, then shaving the word welcome into my fucking dog's back. That's a joke. I don't have a dog, obviously. Having pets is fucking tragic. Having a pet is basically saying, I have tried to find love among my own species, and I have failed. I've had to fall back on the less judgmental animal kingdom. Is there anything sadder than seeing someone with a dog picking up dog shit? I suppose maybe someone without a dog. I don't know. Vet, that's a job I'd like to have. I don't know how long I could be a vet before I got bored and started fucking stuff. I'd fuck an owl, because it could give you eye contact, whatever position you took it in. Or fuck a kitten. Imagine having sex with something you actually wanted to cuddle afterwards. Hey, have a great weekend.
And now, give it up for Fränki Boyle.
Hello? Hey, how you doing? You've made an effort tonight, haven't you, pal? Looks like someone shaved a monkey and kicked it through Binko. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand about sex, you know, like nudie calendars. Who's wanking going, I can't believe it's Mother's Day? I actually lost my virginity to my mother's best friend. It was my father. It was the only time he ever told me he loved me. You know how men go, oh, women don't know how to wank us off. I don't know if I've done that to an Al Jolson number there. I don't know how to wank us off, mammy. Mammy, I wish I hadn't said that. Women are actually better with their hands than men. I mean, admittedly, if you get a woman who doesn't know what she's doing, it can be a bit like having someone with Parkinson's disease trying to unblock a sink. What's a guy who doesn't know what he's doing with his hands like? It's like a hungry child wearing oven gloves trying to get beetroot out of a jar. There's stuff you can't say in bed at all, isn't it? I've just found this out recently, to my cost. You know that thing when you're having sex and you sort of know that you're not going to come, and you kind of know that they're not going to come either? Well, you're not allowed to go, let's just call it a draw. Don't let men tell you what's sexy, women, because men don't know what's sexy. I mean, belly button piercings aren't sexy. Men just think they are because it reminds them of the staple in a porno mag. Never understood how you get into like kinky sex with your partner. There must be a point where you bring it up in conversation over dinner or something. Darling, you know that mug tree we've got in the kitchen? That's the one. I'd like to stick it up your arse tonight. Is that how you start? Because, I mean, you'd be frightened that they said no, but you'd be a lot more frightened that they said yes. Yes, why not? Get the sandwich maker and the lava lamp out. Let's make a fucking night of it. I've got children now, I've got a wee boy. He's 11 months. I'm starting to get a bit fucking sick of him, to be honest. I've got a wee girl as well, she's 4. And you know what no one tells you? Kids are a fantastic way of meeting women. They're a real conversation starter. Especially if you get them little cute tops that say future DJ, that kind of thing. So my daughter's 4. I've got a lovely little pink top that says, "My mummy's dead. But daddy's single." The other thing with kids is that sometimes you're just in that kid mode and you don't even have them with you. And you'll just say things that have never been said in human history. I went to the supermarket a couple of weeks ago. I didn't have the kids with me, but I was in that mode. And I picked up the cheese and I went, "Hello, Mr. Cheese." And this guy beside me got really angry because he thought I was talking to him. And I had to turn to this guy and go, "I wasn't talking to you, mate. I was talking to the cheese." I was having breakfast with my daughter a couple of weeks ago, and she goes, "Daddy, what's the best thing in the world?" So I didn't even have to think about it, right? I said, "Darling, you're the best thing in the world. I don't even have to think about it. It's definitely you." And she sat there for a bit, and then she went, "For me, it's sausages." Hey, a pleasure talking to you, motherfuckers.
Split Sides Comedy Club welcomes Frankie Boyle.
Hello.
Yeah, Frankie!
Yeah, shut it, pal. You'll leave here with an asshole like a yawning hippo's mouth. I'm quite a grumpy bastard. I drink that electrolyte drink to do the shows. It's good that they've finally managed to can anxiety, isn't it? It's good that there's a drink that gives me the resting heart rate of a serial killer ejaculating into a school sock. I don't drink. My best mate gave up the same time as me, and he said it was because he could never imagine anything worse than waking up in the morning with less money than you thought you had and a really sore head. And I said, it could be worse. You could wake up with much more money than you thought you had and a really sore arse. When I was at school, I could never work out how to get girls' bras undone. I just couldn't do it. And then eventually I realised that these girls were wearing a different type of bra from my gran. If you don't like that, you're going to fucking hate this next bit. The oldest woman ever to give birth gave birth this year. She was 70. Imagine at 70, the baby didn't have to force its way out. It spent the last 3 months bungee jumping. Every time she went for a shit, it had to brace itself. Imagine what having a baby must have done to the state of a 70-year-old's fanny. Absolutely nothing at all. No, I'm sure it was actually a magical moment. I'd love to have been there when her dust broke. I love old people, I do, but I hate it when they're always boasting about what they did in the war. Come on, Grandad, we're trying to have Christmas dinner here. Nobody gives a fuck how many Jews you killed. I suppose the only thing I don't like about old people is that when you have anal sex with them, there's almost no grip. You'd get more purchase fucking their open grave. I'm trying to think if I've got any cheerful jokes at all. Oh yes, as a man, never get a Brazilian, because when you get a hard-on, you look like a sundial at noon. You know my favourite time of year? Halloween. Halloween, a wonderful time of year for the agoraphobic paedophile. They're being delivered to the door in little costumes. How many dead hookers can you fit in a garage? Another 2 if I move my bike. See, I think a lot of the stuff with offensiveness in comedy comes from the fact that we're often talking about big stereotypes and generalisations. And they're not always true, are they? So, for example, I've got a friend who does a routine about, oh, don't you hate it when your partner comes to bed and they're cold? They try and get heat off you. And I always think, well, what if you're a necrophiliac? Maybe you love it when they're cold. Oh, that's brilliant, you're freezing. Don't move a fucking muscle. I want it to be realistic. I'm going to open your arse cheeks with a car jack. See, political correctness has changed everything, hasn't it? I mean, people forget that even political correctness itself used to be called spastic gay talk. Apparently at Christmas now we're not supposed to say fairy lights anymore because it might be homophobic. Apparently now we've got to call them poof lanterns. Hey, it's been a pleasure. Stay black.
All the way from Scotland, England, Frankie Boyle.
Hello? Hey, how you doing, buddy? You've got your trousers pulled up so tight you look like you've got one of those ball vaginas. So, let me tell you a bit about myself. I used to have a big beard. But anytime the beard gets to a certain length, people start shouting paedophile at me. Why do paedophiles always have beards and glasses? What is it about that look that children find so sexy? Do you know that stuff with the paedophile school teachers? That's got to be creepy. You get your homework back and he's drawn a cock on it. Do you know what I hate, right? I hate those awards ceremonies celebrities have to get publicity for themselves. They'll have awards for brave children. They'll drag up some wee guy with leukemia or something and go, look at him, still keeps smiling, keeps laughing. Of course he's smiling, he's off his tits on fucking morphine. By the way, have you noticed that the word cancer is on predictive text? Who the fuck is texting people the news that they've got cancer? I've got cancer. Laugh out loud. Sad face. See what else is on there? Rape. Who the fuck is using that facility? Better tell my mum that I won't be home for dinner. Sorry, mum. Going out raping. You ever heard that thing at women's self-defence classes? They say, don't shout rape, shout fire. Because people will come if it's a fire, but they might be frightened if it's a rape. Must be quite confusing for the rapist. Fire, fire! I'm going as quick as I can here! Can I ask you something, pal? You worry about the future? You should, particularly the next couple of minutes, which I'm going to make quite difficult for you. Do you not worry about young women getting bigger? See, like an 18-year-old girl now can be, what, 6'1", 6'2". See, by the time you're 60, you trying to shag an 18-year-old girl will be like a chihuahua attacking a giraffe. By the time you're 60, the only way you'll be able to satisfy an 18-year-old girl will be if an 18-year-old guy uses you as a strap-on. I'm not even into young women. Even if I could get an 18-year-old to suck my cock, she'd be fucking texting someone while she was doing it. How do you spell oh ho ho ho? Feels like he's got cancer. Church has got a great thing at the minute. They say they don't want sex education in schools because it's like giving the kids pornography, as opposed to the traditional Catholic method of educating them, of actually fucking them. Sex education at my school was a muttered warning about the janitor. Anyway, gotta go now. I need a shit.